Hello, and welcome to Barbatus Catholic Podcast, the show where three Mexican dads talk about faith, life, and culture. We are your hosts,
Gustavo,
Ivan,
and Walter, and today we are going to continue talking about Holy Week. But first, a word from our sponsor. Our sponsor for this episode is Don Taco Mobile Taco Stand. If you're looking for the best tacos in the valley, look no further. Let Don Taco cater your next event, whether it's a birthday party, quinceañera, or a wedding. They will bring to you the tastiest tacos made with the freshest of ingredients. Book them today. Go to dontacocatering.com to learn more. You can also follow them on Instagram at dontacomts. And now, to the show. Welcome back. In the previous episode, we talked about quesadillas. But one thing that we didn't discuss about Lenten food was, well, you still...
No, we talked about Lord of the Rings.
2 episodes ago.
2 episodes before. Sorry about that. Thank you for keeping me honest.
That's okay. Just start.
Yeah, we talked about Lord of the Rings for like 12 minutes.
Exactly.
13, but who's keeping count?
It was a good show banter. But okay, so 2 episodes ago we were talking about Lenten food, but we didn't talk about Lenten desserts, which, you know, in Mexico, if you're Mexican, you probably have heard of capirotada, which, for those that don't know, capirotada is pretty much a bread pudding, but, you know, it's kind of like food as evangelization kind of thing. But they don't tell you this. It's like, did anyone explain to you the religious meaning of capirotada when your mom was making it or your grandma was making it? Okay.
No, I learned about it a couple of years ago when Carolina, my wife, made capirotada, and she kind of like explained the meaning of it. Yeah, I never knew about it.
I was today years old when I found out the meaning of capirotada.
You were today years old
because I'm literally reading the notes right now, and I'm like, really?
So you found out about it right now? Wait, but
you have
literally right now.
You have eaten capirotada.
Oh, bro,
every year.
I put it away. I love capirotada. It's my favorite, but I never knew the meaning of it.
Okay, so a little bit of history. This is a 15th century Spanish dish that came to Mexico with the Spaniards, obviously.
Good job, Spaniards.
Good job. And it's like we said, it's a bread pudding with like some syrup. The basic ingredients would be bread, usually stale bread, which was kind of like the spirit of Lent, of like using leftovers to make meals out of. Some sort of syrup made with molasses. In Mexico, we use this thing called piloncillo, which is a cone of molasses, basically. Very delicious. Some cloves, cinnamon, and cheese. Just like a weird ingredient. Diana was weird. Like, cheese? Really?
It makes no sense at all.
Well, but
it's like that episode on Friends where Joey's making that Christmas dessert.
No,
that he's like ladyfingers.
It's Rachel.
Meat. No, but right, Rachel. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's like the 2 combinations of like the shepherd's pie and
exactly. There's like beef, good. You know, ladyfingers, good. It's like that's what capirotada, and it's like not necessarily good on the eyes. It's not pretty to look at least not the one that my mom makes. But it's like the best taste ever.
Honest question. Yeah. Can we have capirotada while doing Exodus 90 on Ash Wednesday?
Not on Ash Wednesday. You can have it on Good Friday.
Yeah.
Bro, my mom makes a feast on
I know.
Ash
that's
Wednesday.
The thing is like, I don't know why, because Ash Wednesday is like the day that you are too fast. This is like thing my grandma would have.
My
like
mom too. My mom would make capirotada on Ash Wednesday. That's when she would start.
My mom goes crazy. Nopales en chile rojo.
Yeah, that's a class.
That's like camarón.
Standard.
Tortas de camarón, dude. Yeah, for sure.
Ya me dio hambre.
Drink some more coffee.
We're gonna come up with a Barbatus recipe book.
I know.
Lenten recipe book, which is not a bad idea. Anyways, capirotada. Just to touch on the main ingredients are going to be the bread, which is going to symbolize the body of Jesus. The syrup, which is going to symbolize the blood of Jesus. 3 cloves to represent the nails on the cross. 2 cinnamon sticks to represent the wood of the cross. And the cheese, because why not? It would be the shroud on him. There are some differentiations between preparations based on where you are in Mexico. Like in Monterrey, they put banana.
Yeah, my mom put
and
banana,
peanuts,
and raisins, prunes,
and coconut, shredded coconut.
Mm-hmm. We do shredded coconut.
And then on top they put grajea, which is like sprinkles.
Mm.
And then I
like
realized,
color sprinkles.
yeah, but that is
really
to give you hope for Easter.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
It's very colorful.
Yeah.
Okay, that would look better on the one that I used to have, because I think my mom would go a little above and beyond with like the piloncillo, and everything would just be black.
Oh,
so that's why I said it doesn't. It's not
appealing.
Like it doesn't look appealing as a dish, but it's just so flavorful because it's like, and banana's good.
Yeah,
bread is good, bread
good,
and she would like smother the bread in butter first.
Oh my goodness!
So it's just like, yeah, it's a bomb, right? It's a calorie bomb, that you have
definitely
on Wednesday, the day that you should not have a calorie bomb. And we picked it up, but and I really like Carolina's recipe because it simplifies it to those ingredients that you just read, which, come to think of it, it really doesn't need everything else, because that in itself, that's the essence.
Yeah,
that's the essence. And with the one, maybe when I was little, I would tolerate it a lot more because I was a super sweet tooth. Not that I'm not right now, but I could eat it like all day long.
Yeah.
But right now, it's a little too rich for me. So the one that my wife makes, it's a little bit more balanced. And it's still very flavorful and sweet, but not enough. No me empalago. I don't get like...
Yeah.
I don't need like a half a gallon of milk to pass it down. So it's a really, really good recipe.
We're also an ASMR channel on here in Barbatus. You're like...
Just relax as we talk about Good Friday. So yeah, in the previous episode we touched on Palm Sunday, Spy Wednesday, and Holy Thursday. So this is a continuation, so we wouldn't have like a super long episode, so we broke it down in 2. You're welcome. Let's talk about Friday of the Passion of the Lord, aka Good Friday. I think we kind of covered a lot of what happens on Good Friday because of the episode that we did on the Via Crucis, which I think, if you haven't listened to it, is episode 6 as part of this Lenten series. But pretty much we are commemorating the Passion of the Christ, which happened on a Friday. What we didn't cover though is what other things we could do on top of praying with the Stations of the Cross or going to a representation of live stations. Usually after Stations of the Cross or live Stations of the Cross, there would be a liturgy, prayer service for the veneration of the cross.
Yes.
Which, there's some still no Eucharist throughout Good Friday. You go and you venerate the cross, which we didn't get to do last year, but you can do that as a family. where everybody goes and takes turns venerating the cross. Um, but also, just I remember this from being a kid that on Good Friday, wherever you would be at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, you would just have a moment of silence because of the time that Jesus died. And if you think about it, the account of the Passion, it took Jesus about like 3 hours to pass away,
Hmm.
right? Um, just thinking about that, it's like maybe one of the things to ponder during Good Friday. I don't know if at all possible. I don't know that for us it's very difficult to well, not very difficult, but it's challenging to have the kids not watch TV during that day. Have a very um what is the word that I want um to look for, to have a day that is full of prayer and recollection. I think it would be the objective, on top of the fasting and just having the Passion very present
Hmm.
in your mind throughout the day, and especially between the hours of noon and 3 p.m.
That's kind of like the practice that we've started um, at the house. And like you said, it's easier when kids start. I have older kids. From the of the three of us, I have the oldest kids. This year will be a little different because
Hmm.
we have like the other kiddos that are younger. But the the premise of stopping everything that we usually do and really reflecting and living Good Friday kind of like in silence almost as much as possible. So no TV and no secular music. We have some background hymns, um, just more reflection than anything.
Reflection. I think that's a
Yeah,
very good thing to consider.
yeah,
Just spending that day thinking about what Jesus did
yeah.
for us
Hmm.
by dying on the cross.
And then we went to the Rosary a couple of years back at that the diocese puts together, and um, the pro life Rosary, and that was really powerful. Because I wasn't expecting to do like the Rosary, like the full Rosary,
Oh, like the
and the
three
Sun, yeah.
mysteries.
Hmm. And again, it was we couldn't do it last year, obviously. Um, and then we let darkness get to the house, so we don't turn on lights.
Mm.
So it's a couple of candles at night. We just try to simulate the fact that it was darkness. Um, so we don't try not to turn lights as much as, I mean, a nightlight here and there to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
able to
yeah.
get around. But um, and it's really powerful just to not have that for just one day,
It's a
or
very
2 days.
somber day.
Yeah, it
It's
is
very
super somber, and
it's a chance for you to just reflect on everything that happened,
mm-hmm,
right? So it's very somber. I remember my mom would always tell us, like on Good Friday, she'd be like, "Fíjate cómo está nublado todo el tiempo."
Dude,
mm-hmm,
my mom would be the same way. No,
And then
a
Santos
las
is like,
tres. Se vino las nubes.
"Se
No.
vienen las nubes y no
mm,
sale el sol." And I'm like, "Mom, I can
yeah.
see the sun." You're lying. No, but it's still like it's a very somber day
It
where
is.
you just take time to reflect.
And that expectation from, like, that Jesus was taken from the cross, like right before sundown, right? Because it was before the Sabbath, and how he was prepared and put in the tomb. And then you just wait. You don't know what's going to happen. So that anxiety or anguish of the disciples of Jesus. Like,
Yeah.
think about the apostles in the upper room. What were they thinking? Like, we are next,
Scared out
Yeah.
of their minds.
Can you
right?
imagine that?
Yeah.
What did I get myself into? Like, they're going to find us and they're going to do the same thing. I mean, eventually they did the same. They were all martyred except for John. But that thought of you know, it's a drama, so it's just like a movie, right?
Mhm.
When things are like super, all the odds are against the not to say that the Passion of the Christ is a movie, but you know, it is a movie. But you know what I'm trying to say? It's
Mhm.
reality.
Yeah.
It happened.
Mhm.
But we get this time to just like dwell on that. I think so. The not to be masochist or something like that, but to like have like a deeper Easter joy, you know,
Mhm.
because we know that from that sundown on Friday until Easter Sunday, we are like kind of in this. Obviously things are happening. God is moving, and Jesus is doing all these things, going to um, Gehenna and bringing all of the souls of the righteous
Mhm.
people that live there. It's celebration already because they're all going to heaven because he opens the gates of heaven during this time. But I think the all of the cool things, like the first time that I was able to live a a vigil mass for Holy Week was in Monterrey because Otto invited me to his home parish to do that, and it was the first time that I experienced the rite of the new fire.
Mhm.
Have you been part of that?
Yeah.
That's like so cool to see when you're like, we're starting mass outside by creating this gigantic fire,
Mhm.
and then we turn on the Paschal candle for the year and process into the church that is completely dark. So it's called the rite of the Lucernarium or the Exultet, which you take candles. The congregation takes candles, and they are all lighting their lights from the Paschal candle,
Mhm.
symbolizing the light of Christ. That
You're essentially passing the light
yes,
around till the whole congregation has.
then you have like this church that was dark, but then you have all these candles that are going into, I don't know, it's just like a really beautiful image of how like the light dispels the darkness, you know?
You know, and my first experience was obviously when I went to an Easter Vigil Mass, but growing up, like that wasn't the case. That wasn't my experience. So, I lived like 2.5 years in Jerez, Zacatecas, where we're from. Dude, Holy Saturday there is completely different,
Okay.
and not in a good way.
Do tell.
So they call it Sábado de Gloria,
Uh-huh.
and dude, it's like a huge party. Like,
Really?
dude,
¿Quién es Gloria?
mi tía Gloria. Sábado de Gloria. So todos están a caballos. Everyone's drinking beer.
That's right.
Hay bandas por las calles. Everyone's dancing, getting lit.
It's like a festival.
It's a huge festival. Bandas from all over Mexico. Like in Jerez, it's huge, man. Like people from all over Mexico go to Jerez just for this.
So it's
Wow.
not religious then.
It was
more of
supposed to be. Like my grandma hates it, bro. Like my
Mhm.
grandma's like just this little tiny woman who will kick your ass if you don't go to mass. Like she's a super devout woman. She hates
Mhm.
Sábado de Gloria
Yeah, I bet.
because there's no reverence.
Correct.
So when I was growing up in Jerez, when I lived there, you know, it's Sábado de Gloria. Heck yeah, it's cool, you know.
Mhm.
But then when I started getting into when I started getting into my faith, and I saw the significance of Holy Thursday and then going to Easter Vigil Mass, I would think like, why? Like, why did we do that? Last year, obviously, there was no Sábado de Gloria because of the pandemic. And after every year, they release this DVD or YouTube videos and like you just see the craziness. Last year, it was like the streets were completely empty.
Good.
Yeah. And then what they do, they make piñatas, the Judas.
Oh, they burn them.
Yeah, they burn them. And then they like le tiran el lazo and then they bring them down. They drag them across the street. Dude, it's insane, bro. Wow. I'll post like a video or two on the show notes if people can see how it is.
But I didn't know about that.
Dude. But there's no reverence though. And I've always, now I have a big problem with it. I know it's where we're from and everything, but.
Where you're from.
Well, yeah, where I'm from. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't really sit well with me. Where, it's Holy Saturday. You're supposed to, we're waiting. We're waiting for the Lord to come back. And
it's still a reflection.
By the time he comes back, we're going to be drunk.
Premature celebration.
Yeah. It's super premature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming back a little bit to the passion of the Lord. Did you guys ever do the 7 words of Jesus?
No, but I'm glad that you brought it up.
That was something that was like a must when we did like the Pascua Juvenil, the youth Easter. I don't know how to translate that. Anyway, it's the 7 last words that Jesus said when he was on the cross. And we used to do that after veneration of the cross. So I wondered if you guys were.
So I know that one is I thirst.
So the first one is, Father, forgive them for they do not know what they do.
Okay.
Second one is, truly I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise.
To the good thief.
To the good thief.
Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom.
Third word is, Jesus said to his mother, woman, this is your son. Then he said to the disciple, this is your mother. Fourth word, my God, why have you forsaken me?
Ooh.
Fifth word, I thirst.
Thank you.
There you go. The sixth word, when Jesus had received the wine, he said, it is finished, and bowed his head and handed over the Spirit. And the seventh word, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. So yeah, this was the last liturgy that we did before we came back for Vigil Mass. And then when that ended, there was like silence, complete silence in the whole church, and people didn't say goodbye or anything. It was just like, that's it. People knew that it was full silence until they came back for Vigil Mass
on Saturday. You know, another thing that we didn't mention that you can start on Good Friday is the novena to Divine Mercy.
Yes.
Not a lot of people know, but the Sunday after Easter Sunday is Divine Mercy Sunday. So if you want to do a novena of chaplets to the Divine Mercy, you would start on Good Friday and then finish by the Saturday, the Vigil of Divine Mercy Sunday. So another devotion that you can start this year if you haven't done it. It's really good. Praying the Divine Mercy chaplet takes you 10 minutes tops. Just putting it out there for those who might want to do that. We'll call on the 7 words.
The 7 words.
There's a book by Fulton Sheen. I don't know if you've heard of it, called Victory Over Vice. And he talks about the 7 deadly sins and how the 7 last words from the cross like overcomes those.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful read. It's a short read too. It's super easy, but there's so much good.
Wait, so what is it then? Do you remember?
I would have to look it up, but
okay.
I read it a long time ago.
Sorry, I put you on the spot.
No, it's okay. But yeah, Victory Over Vice. I'm probably gonna read it.
Yeah, that would be
during
good. Mhm.
because it'll definitely come in handy. But I recommend that book.
Okay. Anything else that I'm missing on Holy Saturday? I was talking about the new fire, the Paschal candle. We sing Lumen Christi,
Mhm.
which is pretty cool.
So-
Yeah, and I feel like when again we have very young children, but I feel like going to the Vigil Mass is like it's super long, but so worth it. Like you're
Mhm.
happy tired at the end.
It's so beautiful.
The fact that the catechumens get
Yes.
baptized.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we lived that for the first time here at St. John. It was amazing to live it and to be part of their coming in to the church,
Mm-hmm.
and the way the choir just sings every time they dunk somebody in. Oh
It's
my
so
gosh,
cool.
it was like a 3-hour mass and it went by so quick.
I had the opportunity to be part of the choir at St. Joan of Arc, maybe 2012, and we sang in the Vigil Mass, and I think there was maybe like a dozen catechumens getting baptized. And if you haven't been to St. Joan of Arc, to the right of the altar, there is a huge baptism font where people can be dunked in their entirety. So they are like,
It's a pool.
it's a pool basically.
It's like a jacuzzi,
Mm-hmm.
a holy jacuzzi.
It's a holy spa. um,
Hashtag holy spot.
hashtag holy spa. So Brita, who at the time was the musical director at St. Joan of Arc, we were very tired by the fifth or because you're like singing all of these hymns. She
And
would be
you've
like,
been doing it for a couple of days.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
that too. So she would be like, smile whenever you're singing the Alleluia. They're getting baptized. It's like their big moment. They're getting into the church. And it's like, yeah, but my throat hurts. So just do it for the catechumens. Pray for the catechumens that are
Yes.
coming into the church.
Dude, and then sometimes when they get dunked and they're walking out,
Oh, they slip?
dude, they slip.
I know.
I think now they put like little placemats, so when they're
Yeah.
walking down, they don't
Mhm.
slip. But before that, it happened a few times where they
Santo
just
madrazo que se ponía.
exactly. It's like you try not to laugh, but come on,
Yeah.
man, it's funny.
I
I-
mean, Schadenfreude.
Yeah. I have a quick story about the new
for it.
fire.
Go for it.
So when we used to do Pascua Juvenil, I mentioned in a previous episode how our church was like on the top of a hill.
Cristo
And
Rey.
Cristo Rey. Shout out to Cristo Rey again. And I'll probably put a photo on the show notes so people can like visualize this story. At the edge, there's like the church bell that's something I miss, by the way. The way that people were called to mass.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have the church bell. And right next to the bell, there's this huge cross that would, I don't know, maybe like pretty bad, but at measuring 30, 40
Big.
feet, big.
Okay.
It's a big cross. And it lights up at night. So you can see it from like really far away.
Yeah, I feel like that's a thing in most Mexican churches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now I see it and I'm like, "Ugh," but anyway, it was the year when the Olympics, I think they were in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, you'll remember that they lit the torch with like an arrow.
That was Barcelona.
Barcelona. All right. Thank you so much. So they lit the torch with
82.
an arrow. That was not 82 though.
Yeah, Barcelona.
No, it
82.
wasn't.
92.
Yeah, because I was like in youth group.
Oh.
So anyway, we thought it would be a good idea to do something like that. But
I love where this is going.
none of us
I
are
know.
none of us are archers by any
Si mira,
stretch.
te traes un arco.
Préndele fuego. Échale más alcohol. So what we ended up doing is that we climbed all the way up to the top of the cross, and we put together a bunch of like string so that we could let go like on a washer or something, like a little piece of cloth with some type of fluid, lighting fluid. So it would come down and like
touch the thing,
like dramatically touch the bonfire that we started, where the priest would get the new fire from. Totally messed up, right? Because it didn't work. The string was way too long, so we had to make like different knots and whatever to put like several pieces of string together. So this thing was just like, and then the wind picked up. So the little ball of fire would just keep going off, and people were just staring at it. It was so embarrassing.
Was this your idea?
No, I cannot take credit for that idea. I was only frantically trying to make it happen and help everybody out. But anyway, at the end of the night, we got it lit, and it was pretty
lit.
special. It was lit.
Empezaron a chiflar.
They started slow clapping, like
encouraging
us. Yeah, like encouraging us. It's like, you can do it.
Puede. Sí se puede.
Sí se pudo.
Oh my god, this is so ridiculous.
I know.
I mean, but it's good. Yeah. Fire. Okay, Vigil, Easter Vigil. You're happy tired after that, and if you are single, you can probably do Easter Vigil. We cannot do that because kids. We'll most likely dress in our Connecticut casual and go to Easter Sunday Mass. In the morning. Do you do Connecticut casual?
Every time I hear Connecticut casual, I just think of Andy Bernard from The Office.
Yeah,
totally.
It's exactly who I think of.
Rid-do-do.
You can tell that this is the third episode that we're recording in the same day because the hilarity levels.
It's pretty late.
No, but to answer your question, I don't think I've ever dressed in Connecticut casual. I just do like your typical
like suit and tie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Suit and tie like Justin Timberlake.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I do a little bit. I try to stay
Easter
to
fashion.
Easter colors. Sports jacket, tie, nice shoes.
Yeah.
So
did your mom ever want you to like use new clothes for Easter?
Yeah.
It'd be like, I think it's like a Mexican mom thing.
Yeah. I think for us, we went to Vigil Mass. And since I was like, again, in the youth group, I would never dress up because we were always doing fun activities like the one I just mentioned. So
you didn't start the fire.
Yeah. Hey, you're tying it back. But on Easter Sunday, we would actually not go to Mass. That's when we went like family picnic and whatnot. Yeah. So
did you do Easter egg hunt?
Yeah, a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
In Mexico, it was like a few years that we celebrated with some of my dad's cousins that used to live in between Pharr, Texas, and Reynosa, Tamaulipas. So we would go to their ranch close to Reynosa, and one of my uncles, or my dad's cousin, was married to is still married to a lady who's Mexican American. So she would bring to the table all of these things that I was like, oh my goodness, this is so great, because they would do Easter egg hunts, and she would bring all of these things from Target to the ranch, which, if you're like a 10-year-old from Monterrey and you don't know Target, it's like, everything is like shiny and colorful. And then you could find like dollar bills inside of the Easter eggs. And when you find dollars and spend pesos, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You're basically a rich boy.
Yeah, pretty much. So that was like my first introduction to like Reese's peanut butter cups in shape of.
That's the first time you've had them?
Yeah.
Or that's the first time you ever had them?
Or I saw them,
So
it was-
before that, you just tried them, but you had never seen them.
no, dude, like you know what I'm trying to say. It sounds weird, but all this candy, right? That like in a sugar rush on Easter Sunday. Which like you know why the Easter bunny?
Somebody, oh man, somebody had said it, but there's this. I don't know. I don't remember the significance of why they do the Easter bunny, but there's a comedian. I don't know who says
It was Robin Williams that had a bit that says like we went from like Jesus died on the cross to the Easter bunny. It's like bunnies don't lay eggs.
It was
yeah, they're mammals. Like, I don't know how this happened.
no, it was another one where they're like, dude, did you hear Jesus came back from the dead? Hide the eggs.
I never heard that one. Hide the eggs.
Hide him. He's back. From now on, eggs come from bunnies.
We need to find that now. But yes, a lot of celebration, a lot of laughter. Like just now, Gustavo is just losing it over there. Hide the eggs. Hide the eggs. Do you do Easter baskets with your kids?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Try to do that, but mostly like books.
Yeah, same.
And do you like Peeps?
Dude, I hate
I
Peeps.
hate Peeps too.
I cannot.
Yeah, same.
We decorated a cake with Peeps. An Easter dessert. I don't think it was a cake. Anyway, it was a Easter thing that we did. And the only thing that was left were the Peeps.
Nobody likes the Peeps.
No one. I mean, my kids like can have a half of it, which I'm glad. But no, I just say the word Peeps and my teeth hurt.
I don't know why we keep trying.
I know, and they sell like billions of these things,
Right.
and I think they just end up in the trash because no one in the right mind eats Peeps.
It's like candy corn. It's like the same candy corn has been circulating year after year. because
Exactly.
It's the worst piece of candy. Well, Deanna loves those. Maybe she's the only one that eats that candy. But anyways, Easter Sunday traditions. So dressing up for Mass, going to Easter Sunday Mass in the morning. And I think that's like very fitting to have as much capirotada as you
Mhm.
you want.
It's a feast.
The feast.
total
Yeah,
feast,
Yeah. Because of this celebration, right? He is risen. The tomb is empty. There is
Mhm.
victory over death. Oh, death, where is your sting? Oh, death, where is your victory? So, just how we had this expectation from Good Friday into Holy Saturday, into the Vigil, into Easter Sunday, just to make that joy that big, that shook the earth,
Mhm.
at the time that Jesus died. And then just imagining Mary Magdalene going to the tomb and having seeing the stone rolled away, and this very sad moment is like, they have taken my master away and I don't know where they have put him. And the angels like, go and tell him that he's alive, he rose from the dead. And just going to the disciples, and spoiler alert, we get Pentecost. But we'll talk about that later. I don't know, man. It's just like this very happy ending that we know that it is going to happen, but still every year we commemorate that, and we await for the second coming of the Christ. Would you say that your Easter enjoyment is directly proportional to your Lenten suffering?
I would say
I mean,
it's
not to say that
more.
it's correlated. Yeah, right.
It's definitely has to be more, right? I mean, 40 days of Lent.
And then we get 40 days of Easter.
Yeah, but that first day is just like, it's just pure joy. It's just it feels like a long way, 40 days, right? Of not doing something rather. If you give something up, but just walking with Jesus through those 40 days, and then in a very small way, going through the Passion, and then on Easter Sunday, the happiness of him rising again in our hearts. It's similar to Christmas, right? I mean, he's born in our hearts every year. So yeah, I would say that it exceeds the preparation. Not what I want to say. It exceeds your to your point.
not that is the more suffering that you put, the more joy that you
Correct.
get out.
Yeah.
All right.
We used to do carne asada when I was a kid. That's what we used to do, like in
For
the picnic
Easter Sunday.
for Easter Sunday. My mom would always be like, because we wouldn't have carne asada is like a big thing for my family,
Same.
and we wouldn't have it all through Lent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then Easter Sunday, toda la carne al asador.
Literally.
That's where literally that's where that expression comes from, right? All the beef on the grill, and that's what we would do. We would go to the park or whatever and just spend all day at the park as a family.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What did your family do for Easter?
It was always family.
Mhm.
It was always family time.
Yeah, I think
Especially I feel like in Mexican culture. I mean,
Yeah.
we all grow up with it, but it's a time for family. It's a time to rejoice. I don't think I ever remember, as a kid, Easter Sunday, like, oh, the Lord is risen. It was more like, it's Easter. Let's have a carne asada.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of my experience. But after, when I was practicing my faith, and like,
Mm-hmm.
the celebration of Easter, like, it is like truly rejoicing in the Lord. Like, you knew what was going to happen. You knew that he was going to die on Good Friday. You know that we were going to be waiting, but on Sunday, he's going to come back. He's going to keep true to his word. So it's beautiful to just rejoice with the whole church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it was always just family. And to this day, we do now that we have our girls, we try to do like the Easter basket and the eggs, but primarily it's spending time with family.
Yeah, that's what we did last year.
Yeah.
It was just and in previous years, because we started spending more holidays with as a family, and then not with our extended family. That's what I'm saying.
Like your nuclear.
Yeah, our nuclear family, and then last year, obviously because of the pandemic, but we just spent like all day out in the yard, just throwing the ball around, playing different games, like dancing with the kids, and it's like pure enjoyment. And then obviously the food, right? I mean, your ham or whatever we end up cooking that year. I think last year we had ham and potato salad and stuff like that, and desserts and all the bells and whistles that go with it. And yeah, it's just like so much fun and so much happiness that day.
Yeah. Keep it in the family. If you go to the Easter Vigil, let us know how it goes. If you dress Connecticut casual for Easter Sunday Mass, send us your pictures.
Yeah, send us a pic. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll most likely post some pictures of our families celebrating Easter. So wait for those on Instagram. We would love to keep the conversation going. We want to wish you a very happy Easter. We hope that this episode has helped you prepare a little bit better for Lent. This is the last episode of our Lenten series. So we want to thank you for listening to this episode of Barbatus Catholic Podcast, the show where three Mexican dads talk about faith, life, and culture. If you like the show, please consider subscribing to the podcast, sharing it on social media, leaving a rate and review on Apple Podcasts, and recommending it to your friends and family. And if you didn't like it, well, just keep it to yourself and let others make their own mistakes. You can follow us on Instagram at Barbatus Catholic Podcast. Send us an email at hello@barbatuscatholicpodcast.com. On the web, we are at www.barbatuscatholicpodcast.com, where you will find the show notes for this episode and many more things. And we are closing, asking for the intercession of our patron saint, Blessed Solanus Casey.
Pray for us.
Until the next time.